Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Take a look at this Excel tracker we are going to build today. At first glance, it looks simple, but here's the question. How does something like this actually work? How do all the moving pieces, formula, formatting, charts, talk to each other and updates automatically without any manual intervention? So today, we will not just build this tool, but we will also uncover deep logic, conditional formatting, custom formatting, formulas like sum if, count if, data validation, and how to leverage AI to make troubleshooting effortless. By the end of this video, we won't just have this one tool, but also deeper understanding of putting pieces of puzzle together to make something useful. This attendance tracker helps you track attendance. You can add new employee, mark his monthly attendance as present, absent, and it will automatically replace it with suitable colored icon. It will automatically give you consolidated monthly attendance and calculated salary. This line chart over the top gives you daily headcount. While building this tool alongside, you will also learn core Excel concepts like drop-down list, data validation, conditional formatting, countif, and charts. Let's start building it. Alright guys, let's build this together completely from scratch. For simplicity, I have kept things straightforward. Our focus here is Excel, not the technicalities of the tool. So imagine this. You are the Excel guy in your company. One day, management hands you a format and says, now it's your job to build it. That format. That's exactly we are going to build today. First step, let's set up the basics. I will place employee names in the rows and across the columns we will have dates for August month. So employee names down the side, dates across the top. Let's paste the employee names, type out the dates and drag them across until 31. Nice. To make it more readable, I will reduce some column bit and zoom in a bit. So now the dates are showing as numbers. But wait, that looks confusing. What if we want day names like Monday, Tuesday right at the top? Let's add that. So I type the first date 1 August 2025 and drag it to 31. But right now it's showing the full date. That's not what we need. So you can try some other date formats. If you check the default formats, none of them really matches our requirement. What we want is simple. Day names only in 3 letters. But none of the built-in formats give us that. Even if you try this last one format, this format is too long. This doesn't fit our requirement. So what do we do now? This is where AI can save us the time. Let's ask ChatGPT. So here's the prompt. I want the date formatted as day name in 3 letters in Excel. And here AI gives us the answer. Actually multiple solutions. So let's try the first one, the custom format. Here's how. Select the cells, right click, go to the format cells, go to the custom section and type triple D. You can see it's giving us the sample format output. What the output will look like. Let's apply this one. That's it. Triple D. Now check this out. It instantly converts your date into a neat 3 letter day name. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Clean and simple. So copy the formatting across and we are done. See how AI gives us the multiple answers and we pick the one that fits best. That's the beauty of it. You can even ask ChatGPT to explain how that formula works behind the scene and even go into the details. But let's just focus on the Excel part right now. Now that employee names and calendar setup are done, next comes the attendance. For now, I will put in some dummy values. Say P for present, A for absent, and WO for weekly off. Looks fine. But here comes the real question. How do we count how many days someone was present? If you have no clue, again let's ask the ChatGPT. So here's the prompt. I want to count P in a cell range. And the answer it gives, use COUNTIF. So COUNTIF is one of the most powerful function in Excel. It count items in a range that meets a specific condition. So here's the syntax. COUNTIF, range and criteria. These are two parameters that it asks for. Range, the cell where you want to check, and criteria, the condition you are looking for, like P for present. So let's try it. If I type count if, then for range, select the entire row for first employee and then set the criteria as P because we are looking for present values. And instantly it counts the present. Even if I change one entry to absent, notice the count updates automatically. So It shows the formula works in the real time. That's the magic of formulas. Now drag it down and it works for every employee. Let's do some formatting to make the sheet cleaner. Now comes the next part, salary. We assume a fixed daily wage rate for each employee. Based upon attendance, we can multiply days the employee is present with daily wage rate to calculate the salary. So formula is salary is equal to attendance into wage rate. Let's use 500 as rate. Apply the formula. So salary is equal to 500 into total attendance. So apply the formula and drag it down. And instantly we have monthly salaries calculated for every employee. A little formatting and it looks neat. But numbers alone are boring. So let's add conditional formatting to make it visually appealing. So here's the plan. I want presents to be coded in green, absent in red, and weekly off in blue color. So how do we do that? First select the entire data range. Then go to home tab and in the conditional formatting use new rule. We will use the last option. Use a formula to determine which cells to format. So first one is for present values. Let's first set some formatting. I want it to be green. So I will go into the fill column and set the color to be green. Now comes the formula. So the formula is D11 is equal to P. So why D11? As we discussed earlier, the conditional formatting is applied in with reference to the first cell, very first cell in the active range. So here it is D11. So I want to check if the first cell D11 is equal to value P. So if this condition comes out to be true, then it will apply the formatting. That for this case is to color it as a green colored cell. So in a nutshell, we apply formula and if answer comes out to be true, cell turns green. If false, then no formatting. So click OK to apply it and instantly every p value across the range turns green. For better clarity on how formula works, let's try checking the formula in the grid itself first. If I type the same formula that we have typed in the conditional formatting, say D11 is equal to P and press enter, this comes out to be true. And if I drag it over to the columns, this apply similar formula, same formula to whole month. And the whole row get filled with the values of true and false. Wherever it was absent, it has filled the cell value with false. So if I select this range and drag it down, this kinds of mimic the behavior and convert the whole range into a matrix of true and false. And this exact matrix is used to apply the conditional formatting. Wherever it has mapped true, the conditional formatting will be applied, and wherever the condition or the formula has evaluated to be false, the formatting will not be applied. So that's exactly how formula works in the conditional formatting. And now we will apply the second formula to color code the absent values. For that, we again select the whole range, apply the formula in same way. For this time, I will just change the formatting to be red and will alter formula little bit by checking it against absent value, not the present. So this will be D11 is equal to A. So it's checking for absent values now. And when we apply, it quickly filled all the absent values with the red color. Once again, I can apply the same formula for the value weekly O. And you can even copy the existing formula from manage rules and then edit it according to our requirement instead of creating the new one. So I will copy the formula, edit the rule, change the condition from absent, I mean A to weekly O, WO, and then change the formatting to color blue. If I quickly apply this, you see, it has filled the only weekly O values in the grid with blue color. If I change any value to weekly O in the grid, it will dynamically update the formatting. You see how easy it is to apply the conditional formatting. Now the sheet is fully color coded. Change any value, formatting updates instantly. At a glance, you see trends. Mostly are the present, some absent, and a few weekly old. Already look much more professional. But here's the issue. What if someone types X or I mean any random value? The logic breaks. So what's the solution? We will fix it with data validation. We will use data validation to restrict the entries to some particular values. For that, we will select the whole range we want data formatting to be applied and then go to the data tab, and here in the data tools section you will see this icon data validation. I will choose the option list from the drop down, and in the source I will just type all the allowed values by simply separating them with comma. So for this case we have three values P, A and W. We will separate them with a comma. And also don't forget to check this in cell drop down checkbox over here. That way it will convert the input option to a drop down menu. So click OK, and you see it has applied the data validation and you have got the option of the drop down list. Now each cell has a drop down list. No random inputs. That makes it foolproof. So till now we have built the attendance sheet, recorded attendance, counted present values, calculated salary, then applied colors, I mean color formatting, and restricted input with data validation. The next step is adding some charts. Suppose we want to track daily headcount. How many employees are present on each day? Count the value of employees present on a particular day. We can again use count if formula that we have used earlier. But this time we will apply it to a particular date. So the formula goes like count if. For the range, we will select the first column for day 1 and then set criteria to P. So this will count the instances of present values for the first day and then simply drag it to apply across all the dates. You can easily convert these counts into percentage by dividing them by total head count. Let's try that here. I will divide this value by total count. But it throws an error. Division by 0. Why is that happening? If we check the count function, it's returning 0. But actually, it should be 11 because there are 11 employees listed. The issue is that values are stored as text and count formula only works on numbers. So, what's the solution? We can use count A instead. So, count A function counts all the non-empty cells, whether they contain text or number. That fits our case perfectly. Now, if I apply count A to same list, it correctly gives the answer 11. Great. If I update the formula and press enter, I get 1. Why 1? Because all the employees are present for the first day. So the 1 here means 100% attendance. Simply convert it to percentage and it shows 100%. Dragging the formula across gives the correct percentage. 100% in some places, 55%, 45%, and so on. So the key takeaway is count function works only for number, but counter function work for numbers and even text values also. Now let's add a chart. I will select these values, go to insert tab, go to recommended charts, and I'm going to insert a line chart. So I will pick a line chart. At first it doesn't look great, but let's format it. I will move it to top, resize it, and under series option, change it to a smooth line. Now it looks like a neat spline curve. Much better. Formatting details can be polished later. But for now, let's keep it like this. Now let's check our template. We have covered the attendance area, also added the chart. Now we will move on to the KPI charts, which shows employees demographics. For example, 27% are female and rest are males. To add a chart like this, first we need a gender column since we don't have one yet. I have already copied labels that specify gender for each employee. Now to calculate proportions, we will use COUNTIF formula. So for males, We will type the formula as countif range, and then for condition I will type it as male. So this gives me count of males. Now I will quickly divide it with total count using counter function that we understood earlier. So this simply converts the values to percentage by applying percentage format. Now I will apply the same formula for female ones also. Simply copy the formula, paste the formula in next cell and change the male to female because we are counting females. This gives us percentage. For example, here it shows 27% are female and rest are male. We can now turn this into a KPI card. But for now, let's make a chart. I will select the 2% cell and insert a donut chart. So in the insert menu, you can insert a donut chart right below the pie chart. See, it looks similar to pie chart but visually cleaner. After a bit of formatting and data level, it shows 27% are females and rest are males. I will move this chart to top so it integrates into the dashboard, similar to our template. So I will insert some lines over the top and then simply cut and paste the chart to top. And that's how you combine these elements to build the technical backbone of this tool. That's it for the first part, where we covered the technicalities of the tool, like drop down, data validation, sum if, count if, and conditional formatting. In the next part, we will complete this tool by adding some formatting. If you found this video useful, please consider liking, subscribing, and do check out channel for more such videos.